Noah. He lived there with his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, their wives, his wife, and her mother. Noah and his family worshiped the one true God and were faithful to him. But like all families, there was sometimes drama, and under stress, relationships became frequently strained. Imagine what it must have been like when God called upon Noah to build a large ark that would contain the remnant of life on earth, and then Noah and his family had to spend 40 days and 40 nights on that ark in the pouring rain with a herd of stinky animals. Scene 1 takes place on Noah's back patio, where he is happily imbibing on the fermented fruits of his labors.
Noah! Noah! Noah!
Go away! Leave me alone! Can't you see I'm busy?
Not as busy as you're going to be. This is God calling you.
God? You sound just like a woman.
And why not? Haven't you heard of women's lib?
Oy vey.
I have a very important job for you. I need you to build an ark. I've written down the specs for you to follow. You will find them under the 3rd rock along your fence. Get your sons to help you. Begin this job immediately. We have a deadline to meet.
Oy vey.
In scene 2, Noah is in his living room, where the ladies are passing the evening, playing their favorite game, charades.
You're cutting down. You're cutting down a tree with an axe.
Trying to get ketchup out of the bottle. Knocking on the door. Oh, yeah, that's it.
No. Patting yourself on the back in the front.
Looking for your keys? Is she choking? Oh, dear. Does someone know the Highland maneuver?
Boy, you girls are dumb. It's Cain killing Abel. Right. Mama was always so good at this game.
Well, she should be. She's old enough to have played with Cain and Abel in the Garden of Eden.
Rumor has it, she's older than Methuselah. I heard she was a witness at Cain's murder trial.
Hey, everybody, guess what?
What?
I finally got a job.
Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah!
All right. Now listen, this is important. I'm going to be the project manager to build a huge boat, an ark. And you'll never guess who my new boss is going to be.
Oh, well, don't let it be that sleazy developer on the other side of the lake. You know the one who uses the lowest grade materials and cuts corners wherever he can. Why, I heard that OSHA, you know, that government agency that deals with safety, I heard they're gonna throw him in jail for unsafe working conditions on those condos that he dug out of the caves.
No, dear. It's not him. My new boss is God.
No! Really?
Oh, wow. Wait till I tell my friends that my father-in-law has one of the most important jobs of the world. Oh, my gosh.
I have a question. Why God choose someone like you? You don't know a hammer from a nail.
Listen, God gave me complete instructions. And besides, I don't have to do the building. That's for my sons to do. Remember, I am the supervisor. All I have to do is strut around the job site and yell at people.
Now that you're good at.
Hey, we can call the building firm Noah and Sons and God.
I think you'd better call that God and Noah and Son. Remember what happens when people don't put God first.
I have a great slogan. For your seaside lark, order your Noah Ark.
I have one better. Listen to this.
Let's hear.
If you don't want to end up in the drink, if you don't want to sink, call Boats by Noah, 'cause all the rest stink.
This means with my husband employed again, we can save for a vacation. Let's see. Do I want to go to the mountains?
Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow, till you find your dream.
Or do I want to go to the seaside?
By the sea, by the beautiful sea, you and me,
Oh, how happy we'll be!
I kind of got the impression from God we may get to see both places.
Now in scene 3, we are still in Noah's living room, but it is 1 week later. Noah is poring over his blueprint for the ark, but his daughters-in-law are about to make his life a bit more complicated.
Look, before we go too far here, your sons are the supervisor for this building of the ark, but they have a list of demands before they will continue with this project. Number 1, they want a 4-day work week. Each day starting at 10 a.m. and ending at 4 p.m. Number 2, they want a 2-hour lunch break. Number 3, they want a 30-minute mid-morning break and a 30-minute mid-afternoon break.
Okay. They also want special fringe benefits, especially a pension fund with matching contributions to be made by management and invested wisely for their future.
Investments. Very, very good idea. You know, I'm thinking waterfront investments probably would not be a very good choice right now. I have this feeling there's not going to be much sandy beach left around town. But, let me think. Oh, how about a water theme park? And we could call it Jonah's. I can see it now. Come to Jonah's for a well of a good time. What do you think?
They also want a good health plan. An HMO is not acceptable. They want to have real physicians, not some Baal-worshipping magicians. And finally, since God is chairman of the board and you are the CEO, we all want titles.
Well, with God, things are possible.
Even with this group?
You know, I think the organization might be able to meet your demands. Let me see. As for titles, you young ladies could be the executive assistants to your vice president husbands. Jim could be the vice president of the Water Olympics. Ham could be the vice president of the zoo. And Japheth could be vice president of special events.
Oh, that's perfect. Goody! This means I get to plan the Christmas party.
Oh, I don't think we can have a Christmas party yet.
Why not?
I don't think Christmas comes around for another 1,000 years.
Oh.
Well, we could have a waiting for Christmas party.
Oh, good idea.
We'll call it Advent. I know we don't speak Latin yet, but when we do, Advent will mean coming.
Oh. Hey, we could have a party when we get to our destination. You know, people are really big on destination adventures these days. Well, it's about time we planned a party. Happy days are here again. The sky above us clear again. Let's sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again.
Just don't make it as expensive as your weddings were.
Well, it is now 2 weeks later, and things have not progressed very far. It is scene 4, and we're still in Noah's living room.
Where's my coffee? Where's my Afghan? Isn't anyone going to take me for my camel ride today?
Look, I'm sorry. I have been at the unemployment office all morning working with bureaucrats to get your grandson some help with cutting down the wood to build the ark. I hired a group of workers. They started. Then I went out and hired another group of workers. And the first group quit because the second group wasn't union.
That's okay. Never mind an old lady like me. I don't mind being chilly. I don't mind being thirsty. I can go without my camel ride. Just because I did it for my family doesn't mean they have to do it for me. I'll wait. Of course, I don't know how much time I have left, but that's okay.
I've had it with these bureaucrats. They say we need a special permit because an ark has never been built this big before. I did get the impression they would speed things along a bit if we gave them 2 sheep and a goat. But that's bribery, and I thought that was forbidden.
Hey, there's a bunch of tree huggers lying down in the middle of the road out there. They are protesting the cutting down of lumber for the boat. Can't get the lumber from the woods to the boatyard.
Hey, girls. What about if I speak to Papa Noah and he speaks to God? I bet he has a plan to get this project going. Wait, what about my coffee? My Afghan? What about my camel ride?
Scene 5 finds us back at Noah's patio, where we find a very exasperated Noah trying to cope with his assignment from God.
Yahweh! Yahweh! Yahweh!
Patience, Noah. You sound distressed. What seems to be the problem?
Oy vey! God, it's this assignment you gave me. There are these ordinances, suppliers, unions, lazy workers, protesters, and my mother-in-law. Oh, all of these permits. Thank God I don't have to get a kitchen permit.
The ark is ready and the last of the animals is on board, and Noah and his family are embarking on their journey. This has been a difficult job, and the trip has only just begun. It's starting to get cloudy, and there is lightning on the horizon and thunder behind the clouds. God told Noah, it is time to go. So here we are at scene 6, the local harbor.
I am so excited about this cruise. Shem and I have never had a honeymoon before, so this is wonderful.
Oh, yes, dear. But be careful. Don't get too much sun. That can really ruin a honeymoon.
Don't worry. I have my parasol. Besides, if it rains, I have my umbrella. And you know the weatherman always is right when he predicts the weather.
He's only right 50% of the time. It either rains or it doesn't. Girls, I need to talk to you about the cabins. You see, the accommodations weren't quite what we thought they were going to be at first. The hold of the ship was totally filled once we got those elephants on board. So that means some of the smaller species are going to have to be in the cabins with us. And you girls are going to get the hyenas, the rabbits, and the bed bugs. Yep. Sorry.
Well, I love bunnies. And hyenas are okay as long as they don't giggle too much. But I don't like the idea of bed bugs.
I know. But it's better than the mosquitoes or the hornets. I am not getting on that boat. Remember when your father took us fishing on the Dead Sea? We didn't catch a thing. And I got seasick. Mama, we have no choice. Either we get on the ark or we're gonna drown in the flood. Come on, let's go. All right, come on, I'll suffer. Put me on the boat. Oh, how I wish your father were here. Such a good man he was. He would have taken me on the camel ride like I wanted. Look, it's starting to rain.
We're singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, we're happy again.
Scene 7 takes place in the Ark Galley. And so the remnant God has chosen find themselves still on the ark after 20 days of pouring rain. You could say it rained cats and dogs, but there were only 2 cats and 2 dogs on the ark. Noah has just come from checking on the animals.
Well, the animals are looking pretty good, I would say, except there seem to be a few more rabbits than what we started out with.
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Noah, are we there yet?
Well, it's like this.
I bet we're not there yet. Yuck. I don't know why these other animals cannot learn to use the litter box. I mean, even the adorable kittens do that.
I'll help you haul the elephant buckets.
Noah, I have a question. In all the time it took you to build this boat, did it ever occur to you that there was no provision for waste disposal? And another thing, dining, it's not the festive occasion it should be. You are the captain. There should be special accommodation at your table. It is the captain's table, after all. Dinner is hardly worth dressing up for. I don't know why I even bother to fix my hair.
So sorry, Mommy dearest.
And another thing,
Another thing.
I'm sick of eating fish for dinner every night. Why can't we have a steak or leg of lamb? I see sheep and cows all around.
Mama, God told Noah to take only 2 of each species. Only 2. If we eat 1, that's the end of the species.
I only asked for the leg of the lamb.
Well, we could eat dinosaur meat. You know, they're so large, we only got 1 in the boat anyway, and so they're going to be extinct.
Well, I have a great recipe for rabbit stew.
This trip is getting really boring.
Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Noah's family wants to play.
Listen, listen, do not blame me. I brought everything God told me to bring. And besides, this time is supposed to be a time of meditation and self-reflection. After all, we are the only human beings left on the planet. Our family will be heading up the new human race.
Now that's a depressing thought. You know, I'd really love to take a stroll on the deck, but it's raining so hard, I'm afraid I might be washed overboard.
I've got an umbrella you could use.
Oh, really?
Noah! In Sinai, it has now been raining 40 days and 40 nights. And for the first time, they see the sun coming out. They all go up on deck for this next scene. Noah twice sends out a dove, but it returns because there was no land to make its nest. However, today Noah sent out the dove, and it did not return. That means it was land, not far away.
Ahoy! Land!
I see land.
Come on. It's still a little ways off. It's still a little ways off, but I think we're going to make it. We're going to make it. Oh, I haven't had a drop of wine since God made me stop. When we hit land, I could sure go for a jug of wine.
I'm afraid not, Noah.
Oh, come on, God! I completed my assignment. Just one little nip.
You see, your wife finished all the jugs in the galley.
What? Well, how else was I supposed to survive this trip?
Oh, my gosh.
Well, it is over now. We are near the end of our journey. Let's get things together for our epic party.
Good idea.
You know, it has been so difficult waiting 40 days for this party. I cannot even imagine what it would be like to wait over 1,000 years for the Son of God to come.
Well, I bet there'll be a lot of singing.
Oh,
In fact, I know a good song.
what?
O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel. We must tell the people of this new world that God will send his only Son to redeem the sin of Adam and Eve. We must live by his laws, keeping his people holy and ready for the arrival of our Messiah.
Yes, and we must offer our sacrifices to God, and we must take care of one another. We must be pure in our hearts and ready to accept our Savior.
Okay. I've waited long enough. I want to ride one of those camels off this boat.
Okay. All right, Mama. Here's your camel.
And as the ark approached the top of the mountain, they all saw a truly magnificent sight. The beautiful rainbow God had sent.
It's beautiful.
It's incredible. And I love those colors. I think I shall make each of my boys a coat of many colors.
It looks like God is making a covenant with us. It's his promise of a new beginning.
This story proves that God does extraordinary things through ordinary people. Noah's family survived the flood. God's chosen people multiplied. And through their line, the Messiah was born to a lowly maiden who called his name Jesus, who is the Christ. It was a very long Advent, but Christmas Day finally came, and the world has rejoiced ever since.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come.